Hello friends, welcome to complex variable. Before discussing about a complex variable, now I want to solve this equation, namely x square plus 2x plus 5 is equal to 0. So we know that it is a quadratic equation and it looks like a very simple equation, but I know that I cannot find out the solution of this equation in real field. Okay, but by using the ready-made formula, namely x is equal to minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a, right? Here ax square bx plus c form. A means 1, b means 2, c means 5. I will substitute all these values in this formula and finally I can obtain minus 1 plus or minus 2 times of square root of minus 1. But I don't know the value of square root of minus 1 in a real field. For that reason, I am going to introduce an operator, say I. It means I is equal to square root of minus 1. Now I can say that I am able to substitute these two values in this equation. These two values means x is equal to minus 1 plus 2i. X is equal to minus 1 minus 2i will satisfy this equation. That's why I can say that these two values are the solution of this equation. Solution is possible because of this operator. This can be observed. Now, exactly in the similar way, I can take another equation, say y of x is equal to x square plus x plus 1, right? It is also looks like a simple, but no solutions in a real field that can be observed, right? Now, exactly in the similar way, by using the ready-made formula, I can find out x is equal to 1 by 2 times of minus 1 plus or minus I is equal to square root of 3, right? So when I substitute these two values, I can obtain y of x equal to 0. Otherwise, no. Is it clear? Right? So it means I have obtained a solution R of the form a plus or minus I into b, right? Or I can write down a plus ib, a minus ib. Here a and b are what? A and b are real numbers. Is it clear? Right? So I can say that a plus ib is a complex number. Right? I know that. So this is the real part and this is the imaginary part. Real part and imaginary part. Complex number means it is the combination of real part as well as imaginary part. Sometimes we will write RE of a plus ib is equal to what you will get? You will get a only. That represents a real part. So further we shall discuss about such type of things. I hope now we have defined a complex number, right? So now I want to concentrate how we are going to represent a complex number diagrammatically, right? Okay, now we call it as an Argand diagram. This diagram is called an Argand diagram. I want to consider a particular complex number. Say for example 3 plus 2i. I have replaced a and b by some real numbers, namely 3 and 2. Now I want to represent 3 plus 2i. Is it clear? On the real axis means x-axis is treated as real axis. Y-axis is treated as imaginary axis. We can denote 1 into I, 2 into I, 3 into I, 4 into I on the y-axis. Is it clear? And in the real axis, we can note down 1, 2, 3. On the negative side, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, and so on, right? So now I want to represent a complex number 3 plus 2i. You can denote 3 on the real axis, 2i on the imaginary axis. You can join these two at this point. What are the coordinates of this point? 3 comma 2. If you want, you can join this line from the origin. So you will get a vector. This vector is called a position vector. Is it clear? And another complex number is minus 3 plus I into 5. Is it clear? Right? So minus 3 on the real axis, 5 on the imaginary axis, or I into 5 on the imaginary axis. So these two lines will coincide at this point. What are the coordinates of this point? Minus 3 comma 5. Is it clear? Now exactly in the similar way 1 minus I into 3. Is it clear? So 1 on the real axis minus I into 3 on the imaginary axis. These two lines will join. 1 comma minus 3 are the coordinates, or you can draw a vector. Is it clear? So like that, each and every complex numbers can be represented as a point in the organd diagram that can be observed from this diagram. Is it clear? So we know that in case of real, we call it as an xy plane when x and y are real numbers. Here we are going to use a complex number, so that's why we call it as an complex plane. Is it clear? Friends, we are already familiar with arithmetic operators in case of complex numbers. Suppose if you have two complex numbers and if you add those two complex numbers, you will get a complex number only. Is it clear? If you subtract any two complex numbers, you will get a complex number. If you multiply any two complex number, you will get a complex number. If you divide any two complex number, you will get a complex number only. Right? So now I am going to define what is the polar form of the complex number. Z is equal to x plus iy is a complex number. Cartesian form of the complex number. You can draw the organd diagram like this. Is it clear? Here 0 to O to M and OZ is equal to R, right? And this can be written as X, IY, or sometimes we call it as an R cos theta or sin theta. Is it clear? We can substitute these two values in this equation. Z is equal to R cos theta plus I into R sin theta. Here R is common. You can take out cos theta plus I sin theta. Z is equal to R into e to the power I theta is the polar form of a complex number. Right? So now I want to concentrate on modulus or magnitude. How we are going to represent a modulus of a complex number? Mod of a plus ib is equal to, it can be written as square root of a square plus b square. Right? So diagrammatically it represents a point a comma b, and you can draw a vector OA is equal to, right? So what is the length of OA? Square root of a square plus b square, or in particular you can take 2 plus 3i. It can be written as a square root of 2 square plus 3 square. So 2 square means 4, 3 square means 9. So what you will get? 9 plus 4 square root of 13 is the length of the vector, or sometimes we call it as a modulus. Is it clear? Similarly, you can define conjugate of a complex number. How we are going to represent conjugate of a complex number? A plus ib bar. It can be written as a minus ib, right? So geometrically it can be represented as a point in the real axis. Denote a ib. You will get a comma b. A minus ib is denoted by a comma minus b. A on the real axis minus ib on the imaginary axis. So these two lines will coincide at this point. It can be denoted by a comma minus b, right? So exactly in the similar way you can take a particular cases. Conjugate of 3 minus 8i denoted by using this symbol. It can be written as 3 plus 8i. Conjugate of I can be denoted by I bar is equal to minus times of I. Minus times of 25 bar can be written as minus 25. So real part of a plus ib bar is equal to a only, or it can be written as real part of a plus ib. Similarly, imaginary part of conjugate of a plus ib can be written as minus b, that is equal to minus times of imaginary part of a plus ib. So we have studied all these things in the previous class. So now we need all these important definitions to define a complex variable or to define a complex valued function. Thank you.